Next week at the Belk Theater, the Broadway tour of To Kill a Mockingbird will arrive in Charlotte. But in this version of the performance, one of the roles will be played by a deaf actor. It's something new for the show, but having interpreters at performances is a staple at the Blumenthal, as they've been seeking solutions for those with disabilities for years.
I wasn't picked basically to be on the football team. I decided, okay, fine, I'll join theater. I realized I had a passion for that. I had a passion for acting. I decided to pursue it.
Actor Anthony Natale has spent his life on stage and on screen. After studying at the National Theater for the Deaf, he spent time touring the country performing. However, for this Broadway show, a deaf person playing a non-traditional role is new. But signing at performances isn't a new thing for the Blumenthal Performing Arts Center. They've been providing sign language interpretation and audio description.
What's your name, man?
For 2 decades.
We had a person who had no vision and recognized that in the Americans with Disabilities Act, she had the right to equal and effective communication. If she couldn't see the show, it wasn't equal.
So that's when the Blumenthal Performing Arts Center reached out to Julia Sane, an audio describer, to help create a plan to provide audio descriptions for patrons.
It was, in fact, an inclusive and accessible and effective communication event, and it's just been going on ever since.
7 years earlier, Blumenthal began offering sign language interpretation. Anita Baker has been an interpreter at the center for nearly a dozen shows.
It takes about 7 years, they say, to master any language, and I come to provide the services so that everyone has access to the show.
For both Sane and Baker to provide their services for one show, it takes weeks to prepare.
And it's all about the preparation. Also downloading soundtracks so that you can listen to all of the music for the show.
We do research online. We watch a movie if there was a movie. We get the script a couple of weeks ahead of time to pour over.
Sane and the other audio describers use the pre-show and intermission
Just his long brown coat
to describe the costumes, the staging, and characters. During the performance, they provide a play-by-play.
So we don't talk during dialogue. We talk between dialogue. We have to use words that fit the era and the attitude.
I just hope that that sends out a message to people in the community and to deaf people in the community that the service is here. It doesn't matter, you know, I can go see the show. It's accessible for me, whether physical or an invisible disability like deafness.
And Natale tells us he thinks this show is something that will really open people's eyes. We have much more on the ADA services provided at Blumenthal, plus how you can get involved if you want to. Just look for this story on WCNC.com or on the WCNC News app. But you guys know I love going to the theater and watching the interpreters, especially when we saw Hamilton. They are performing as well, and so it's so great that the Blumenthal provides this service.